Hello everyone and welcome to the VOD review for game number 10 for FaZe Megga's FNCS Invitational Finals. In game number 10, as you can see, Megga picks up 2 kills and comes in 9th place, which is really solid. And if you watched game number 9, then you are aware that the last 4 games here, 9, 10, 11, and 12, Megga was able to really come in strong and really solidify his spot in the top 5, and in fact come in 5th place. So without further ado, let's jump right into game 10. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the battle bus pathing and where the storm is going to go. So it looks like it's almost down the middle. Here the bus is, and then the zone is going to end up right around this area near Lazy. Looks like it's just north of Lazy. But let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay. And here we see, once again, if you've been following along with this VOD review series of Megga's 12 games, then you are well aware where he is going to land, and he's scoping out just like normal, making sure no one's landing here, which he's been completely uncontested this entire tournament at this landing spot. So it would be odd if someone randomly started contesting him here. We're going to go ahead and speed this up even more, because if you're really curious to see how he lands and everything and kind of loots up, then I would suggest you go watch game 1 or 2, when I think I took a little bit more time during this whole process of him looting up. But by this point, game 10, we've seen him kind of loot this spot so many times, so nothing new here. Gonna go ahead and farm up, hit the cars over here for the metal. And the first circle pull is kind of right into the center of the map. It's gonna hit this little Stonehenge chest here, just like he always does, and then go get the rest of his shield with the mushrooms. I just skipped ahead a bit here because nothing really happens. He's just rotating. He does get a few tags off during his rotation, and he's gonna also he did get tagged a bit at one point, but then was able to eat some mushrooms to get back up his health. So he still has 6 minis. No big shields, which isn't great, but does have the SMG, so and no floppers. I think every single game until this point he's had floppers, but none this game, which is not good, but is still able to do really well in this game. So maybe he picks up floppers later, which also seems to be something he's done quite a bit in this tournament, is find some loot that has floppers in it. So we shall see what's going to happen here. I think this is Megga right here, just swimming through the water yet. So goes ahead and gets in the circle by swimming. Gets tagged again here. I don't think he would land any of those. Does get a tag, 22 tag there. Storm Surge should be coming into play here in a minute. So at this point in the tournament, this is game 10, as Megga tarps into this rock here, playing super safe, which is interesting because that's what I was about to say, was that in game 10, there's only 3 games left. Megga knows that he is very high up on the leaderboard. He's probably thinking, if I really pop off here in the last 3 games, I could potentially win this entire tournament. But certainly thinking that as long as he does well in the last 3 games, he is going to place pretty high and win some decent money. So I'm expecting him to not play completely out of his normal mode and just go push everyone. He's certainly not going to do that. And he's certainly going to be playing as safe as possible. But it's going to, at the same time, you know, try to get the kills that he can get. You know, it's a weird balance between you know you need kills, like you want to get as many points as possible, but you also don't want to be too crazy, because if you just do well, if you just place well, then you're pretty much guaranteed top 10, you know, top whatever, and a decent amount of money. So it's like, I don't know. It would be interesting to hear how Megga and other pros make the decision. Like when you're in, there's 3 games left and you know that you could either win or you could just play safe and probably place pretty high. Like how do you make the decision to go for it? Because imagine like you decide, I'm just gonna push because I want to win the whole thing and I want to get kills and I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna like win this whole tournament. But then you die early in all 3 games. Like, is it worth it? I don't know. Okay, so Megga really getting tagged up here, but before we look at that, I just want to see where the zone pulled. So to the south, and he had rotated through the water to here to get into this circle, and then didn't have to rotate too far to get into this circle. And this is the circle where you want to be in the center, because then you're guaranteed next circle. So we'll see if he's able to do that. Probably not, seeing as he just got completely burned down to 50 health. But it does expand a good bit. Okay, actually, let's kind of take a look at what happened, because this might be a good contrast to an earlier game where he died when he was chosen by the lobby, because it did look like for a bit he was kind of chosen. So let's kind of see what happens. So he got tagged there. Now he's gonna rotate. Maybe this is just when he gets tagged because he's rotating. No. So he boxes up in metal here. He's safe here in this metal for the most part. Okay, so he gets rocketed. So that might signal people to choose. He gets rocketed again. Right, okay, so see, so what happens is someone's like, okay, I want to choose someone. I'm going to choose somebody who I think is the most vulnerable, and I'm going to rocket them, and that's going to make other people shoot at that person. So, yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Okay, so someone here is going to choose Megga. Somebody with a rocket is going to choose Megga because he, I guess, looks the most vulnerable to them, even though he's in metal. So it's Avery, I think, or is that Bizzle? I can't tell. It's Avery. Avery decides to rocket Megga, right? So here comes the second rocket. At this point, everyone around here is probably like, oh, someone's getting rocketed. Like, that could be a free kill for me. So Avery starts shooting. Now, I don't know how to say that. Starts shooting. So it might have just been 2 people that time. I didn't see anyone else shooting, so maybe just 2 people. But as you can see, Megga started over here. This is where, right here is where the original rocket came in. He expanded this way, then another rocket comes in. He expands backwards this way, and then into this, and then into this direction. So, if you watched an earlier game, I don't remember which game it was, there was a game where Megga died early, and it was because he got chosen by the lobby by like a ton of people, and so Avery's still pushing Megga here with more AR shots and with another rocket. Let's see how he expands backwards again. This guy's still shooting at him. He expands again. Just continue to move and expand and get away from. So now he's completely out of line of sight of Avery, which is exactly what he needs to do. And this guy could still shoot at him, I guess, but maybe just decides it's not worth it at this point. Big Brain was taking shots at him, but Megga just replaces the ball, and Big Brain doesn't look like he's going to push. Or he does look like he's going to push a little bit. Let's go back into gameplay here. So what I was saying was, in an earlier game, Megga got chosen by like 5 people and just got obliterated. But Megga didn't expand at all in that game. And so what I was saying in that game was that I think the only thing you can really do is as soon as you start to get shot at, you have to immediately expand. And I would suggest like even 2 boxes. Like to build another 2 boxes just to give yourself space and to make yourself look bigger and to make the people shooting at you not really certain where you are. But in the previous game, Megga didn't really have the chance to, or just wasn't aware that there was someone who was going to be shooting at him from behind, and just kind of got stuck in one box, and then 5 people started shooting at him and he died. In this case, you know, a rocket comes in and he expands, and then more people start shooting at him, he expands more and is able to get away and then heal back up. So it's a good execution of that, expanding in this game to keep himself safe, and is able to use a medkit Because he had dropped down to 50 health. So used the medkit and used minis, got tagged again. So now he's only at 25 health and then used another medkit. And it now has no shield. Let's see where the circle pulls to here. Let's see if Megga chooses to, how he chooses to rotate. Okay, so he is... Where is Megga? Am I blind? Oh, he's up here. This is why you can't see it. He's up here with these guys stuck up here. So he's at this point probably just waiting. Waiting to see what these guys are going to do. There's like 3 or 4 guys that are just kind of bundled up right here, and they all have to rotate. And they're all probably thinking, well, I'm not going to rotate first because you guys are going to shoot at me. Or maybe one of them has a launch pad. I'm sure Megga is probably hoping that one of them has a launch pad. I'm going to speed this up just a tad. Except Megga's about to get a kill here, so we probably want to see that. So Megga decides to rotate. He's kind of rotating through some builds, so it's pretty safe. He's going to sit here and wait for... Okay, so he literally boxes up Frist, or however you say that. Okay, so that was a great little play. I wanna see it one more time. And I'm gonna slow it down when he gets to this. So he's gonna come over here and get in this box, which isn't fully his, by the way. Breaks the ramp, but like that's not his wall. But he's about to break it and make it his own. Right when Frist comes through. Places the wall, edits it, and then quickly boxes in Frist or Freist. I have no idea how to say that. Completely boxes him in. Wall, cone. Pulls out the shotgun. 120's Freist or Frist, and then finishes him off. I mean, perfectly executed. But then gets pushed. It's gonna get away from this somehow. Edits down the little hill. Now just using builds to kind of stay out of line of sight from as many people as possible. Boxes in. I think he's in here. Yeah, he's just barely in the circle here. As well as with a whole bunch of other people. Very congested in this area. Really good that he was able to pick up that kill. Able to get 6 minis off of that, which is great. And get himself up to 50 shield. So he kind of needed that. That impact kill. I don't think he got a ton of mats from that. Frist or Freist probably wasn't. He was in somewhat of a shambles there with not a whole lot of mats. But the 6 minis is gonna be clutch here. Or could be. Okay, so as normal, just making sure to gather as much intel as possible, trying to see how he's gonna rotate when the circle pops up here. This is this is half and half, yeah. So it doesn't get half and half. So there's a whole bunch of people here on the north side of the circle who are gonna have to rotate. Megga's just gonna wait and kind of see what plays out. Someone here he's thinking probably, this is probably what Megga's thinking. Someone here is going to place a launch pad. So I need to figure out who's going to place it and how I'm going to get to the launch pad. Megga's, okay, but no, he actually makes the decision to go ahead and rotate along the border of the okay, this is really cool. So, and I think it's something a lot of people don't think about. He decides to rotate along the border of the zone, which means he doesn't have to use as many mats, right? He can just use the mats to protect himself from the vulnerable side, but the side where the storm is on, no one's going to be there at this point. I mean, they would have to have a ton of floppers in order to still be in the storm. So it's very low risk to do that at this point of the game, and is able to get into the circle here. I think that's a really, 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 really good rotation to kind of see that he can make that rotation along the line of the storm and get into the zone. And here comes you see like a person really late just flew in and was safely landed, which is really, really sketchy. I think that what Megga did is way better actually. And in fact, I mean, Launch pads are just so dangerous. I mean, low padding I think is actually fine, and for the most part you can still be beamed out of the air when you're low padding, but like this zone would have been fine to low pad probably. But if you can see a rotation, if you see a way to rotate without having to use a launch pad and be safe, I think it's such a good choice, and sometimes better than launch padding, because so many people get completely beamed out of the air when they launch pad. Wow, Megga getting a head dink on Booga there, and knows he's white, probably going to keep pushing that. He's not going to get the kill, but wow, Booga's just in shambles with like no health. But yeah, I mean, I think that the way that Megga rotated that was just better than even a launch pad, because you're just so vulnerable in the air, especially when there are people, especially half and half, when there are people who are already in half and half, and they're just looking for people to be flying through the air. Okay, so this zone pulls straight west. Megga sees someone pull a launch pad. He's going to go ahead and jump right on that launch pad. And there's like a million people in the air, so pretty safe time to launch pad here because there's so many people in the air that, I mean, if you get chosen to get shot out of the air, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but there's so many people in the air that it's relatively safe. So Megga's going to push towards the front of the zone here, and he's just going to tarp in. He's not too great on mats here. I mean, probably at this point realizing, okay, I don't have a ton of mats. I'm probably going to need an impact kill here if I want to place in the top 10 of this game. I mean, and as you can see in the timeline, eventually he does find a kill, but then dies pretty soon after. But I'm just trying to process through like what I think his mindset here was. So he's gonna play Storm here, so he's trying to take damage, I think. That was weird. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was holding his med kit, and it looked like he was trying to take Storm damage so he could start using the med kit before the Storm started coming in. And then he was just gonna play Storm, but then decided not to, and then got tagged. So now he can do that if he wants. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and pop the med kit here and let the Storm hit him. Which is interesting. I don't know. I mean, because he's gonna take quite a bit of Storm damage getting into the zone here. Oh, okay, so finds a 200 pump. As he's rotating in after using that medkit. That guy just that guy was just not expecting Megga to be there. That's for sure. Okay, so Scoped. Wow, Scoped just killed him in one game by W-keying him late game, and looks like it might happen again here. So Scoped tried to heavy snipe into his box. And I was able to get a tag on him. The Megga also kind of tagged him back too, so. Okay, and just dies to Fjord. So, I mean, overall, another really great performance, I think. Like, that rotation into half and half was beautiful in my opinion. Just was low on mats there, and then does get the 200 kill. I don't know how much mats did he pick up at that point. I'm not even sure. Okay, so here's where he's medkitting, and then he's about to open this wall and run right into someone and just 200 pump him. Okay, so very, very few mats. I mean, didn't really pick up hardly any mats at all. So I don't know. I mean, did get some metal, but then kind of uses. Yeah, pretty much all of it, just getting into this zone. So now has one build. Scope tries to get in, does pump him for a good bit, but he also pumps Scope for a good bit, so now they're going to kind of heal up, and then they're going to come out here. So yeah, I mean, Megga just doesn't have any mats. That's really what it comes down to. He has one build, so he has to go for this kill on Fjord, or else, I mean, he's just going to die, and then dies anyway. So yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It's one of those things, right? You have no mats. What do you do? Do you try to be like cheeky and like hide behind people's builds, or do you just go for a kill and then get those mats? And he chose to go for the kill and died because of it, but still able to place really well. So that's it for game 10. I will see you in game 11.